Hey you guys, it's March 2025, which means that Eva is officially 2 years old. Eva is our lavender albino reticulated python. We got her as a hatchling. She was literally like 2 months old when we got her. And we got her from Bob Clark at Bob Clark Reptiles, the absolute legend. Eva is a mainland reticulated python. She comes from a bloodline of very big pythons, and she is going to be a big girl. So there's 40 plus species of pythons, by the way, for everyone that just calls pythons Burmese pythons or reticulated pythons. There's a lot of pythons. Some get big, some don't. But of course, the reticulated python is the longest species of snake in the world. More importantly, Eva is the snake that made this whole room happen. I'll go ahead and link a tour of the room if you'd like to see the whole room in the description. But Eva is a commitment. When you get a snake that is going to get 15 to 20 feet, that is a commitment. And Eva, I got as a pet after a wonderful visit to the Reptarium in Michigan. And they really inspired me after holding a lot of their retics, berms, and stuff like that. Even a 10-foot boa named Cupcake was pretty cool. But they inspired me to want to keep one of these gentle giants. And that is when I went ahead and got Eva. Now, when I committed to getting Eva, I knew that I'd be keeping a really big snake. Her food would get expensive. Her caging would get expensive and take up a lot of space. And I knew all of these things before getting into it. And Eva was a major commitment, okay? And once I was willing to commit to Eva, that's when I decided, you know what? I'm just going to go all in. I'm going to breed reptiles. And now I'm doing that for a living. So I've just started off. I'm full-time in reptiles, you guys. And I never would have took the dive without Eva. So I really have to thank Eva for helping me to commit to reptiles full-time. I am so happy, you guys. I'm not making a whole bunch of money yet, but this is really the first thing in my life that I've decided to do that wasn't money based. I'm a happy human being. I wake up every day. I'm excited to do what I do. I fully indulge in snakes and reptiles from the time I wake up to the time I go to sleep. Any time that I'm not indulging in snakes or other reptiles, I'm just with my family. And, I wouldn't have what I have going on if it wasn't for this beautiful girl, Eva. Look how beautiful she is, you guys. Eva is absolutely beautiful. And as you see by the way that I interact with Eva, she's really sweet. She's really gentle. She's never actually struck at me to begin with. But I've definitely worked with her even on top of that to be less head shy, to not be worried about her tail and stuff like that. But this is my girl. I mean, she is amazing. And I can show off around anybody. I can bring her out. I look forward to bringing her out even more and more as she gets older, because people, even this size snake, not many people have seen this size snake. So when they see a snake like this, it really intrigues them and they wonder about it. And then when they realize how nice she is, she's just a great representative of snakes in general. These guys put on size like crazy, and I've done some videos of updating her growth. This is her at 2 years old. She's an absolute beast. Let me see if I can get her all the way in the frame here. She's a big girl, okay, and she's not even all the way stretched out. But a couple months makes a difference with these guys. If you look at her a month or two ago, she's probably a foot smaller than she is now. Now, that being said, I'm not pounding her with food. I don't feed her any more than I would feed any other snake. And I actually, at this point, feed her a bit less because she can take down bigger meals. So since she can take down bigger meals, I can feed her less often. And when she was young, up until about a year or so, I fed her about every week. And then once she got over that, she could take a bit bigger meals. So it started going to every 10 days, every 14 days. And now she's pretty much feeding every 2 weeks to every 3 weeks, depending on the size meal I give her. So I'm not trying to make her a big snake. She just is a big snake. And she probably has some pretty big genetics coming from a breeder like Bob Clark. So she actually is not getting power fed. I plan to have her around for a long time. But at the same time, I'm not underfeeding her. Unfortunately, sometimes with these big snakes, I see people that want to underfeed them so that they don't get big. And that's just not going to work. I mean, if you don't want a snake that gets to the size of these guys, then don't get one. You don't need to be underfeeding these guys to keep them from getting big, because they're going to get relatively big regardless, and then they'll just be lacking nourishment. But I love these guys because they're bigger. You can see all their features better. Check out these wonderful heat pits, and you can just see her beautiful red eyes. She is a lavender albino. She's very smart. She's checking you out as well. And yeah, she's really cool. They are probably the second smartest snake in the world behind the king cobra, which makes them likely the smartest non-venomous snake. And I highly recommend getting a super dwarf or something like that if you don't have a space for one of these mainland retics, because they are absolutely wonderful. Since I just gave you that fact, that reminded me, my buddy Dan has a wonderful snake fact for you guys today. Take it away, Dan.
What is going on? This is Dan with Shaq Scales, and I have my Cuban false chameleon here with me today. She's a female, she's a rescue, and she doesn't exactly have a name. I just call her my false chameleon. Snake fact for today, we're actually going to do a lizard fact, talk about these guys. These guys come from Cuba. They're a very shy species, pretty lazy, and just going to spend most of their day just chilling on branches, and that's a fact.
Thanks, Dan. But yeah, you guys, Eva is a wonderful python. She is a beautiful, beautiful girl. I love her so much. She's so sweet. Everyone in my family loves her. This girl, Eva, is an absolute blessing in my life. I will keep her the entirety of her life. The other thing I can't stand is when people say, well, what are you going to do with her when she gets bigger? Well, why would I get her if I planned on getting rid of her when she got older? What type of person would you be if you got a pet you knew was going to get huge and planned to get rid of it once it did? I mean, that wouldn't be very responsible, would it? Would you get a Cane Corso and then just give it away once it grew up? I mean, hopefully not. Some people do, but hopefully not. This girl is absolutely wonderful. You guys can look forward to seeing a bunch more of her as she gets bigger. She's getting real big, real strong. You hold her, she holds you back, and she is an absolute beast. Keep an eye out for some other stuff I have going on. Right now, I'm waiting for my girl Pumpkin and my girl Cayenne to lay some eggs. They are beautiful ball pythons. Both of them have a chance at hatching out some cool pied stuff, some clown stuff, maybe pumpkin pies, some orange dream pies, all types of cool stuff, you guys. I love all types of snakes, which is why I love retics. I love everything from corn snakes, ball pythons, garter snakes, all the way up to boas, berms, retics, African rock pythons, anacondas, all of that stuff, you guys. I love all snakes. I don't see how you can love snakes and not love a good old mainland reticulated python. These guys are awesome. They're not for everybody, but neither is a large dog. So, we definitely should advocate for our right to have them. If you haven't already, join USARK. I link USARK in every single one of my videos. Go check out my partner, Reptichip, as well. Their link is in the description as well. You guys, wish Eva a happy birthday in the comments, please. And you guys have a wonderful day. Much love.